Hey vinyl friends and vinyl community, it's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records, and I am here to talk about a topic that has been getting a lot of conversation in the vinyl community, and rightly so. I'm talking about warped records. Yes, well, I just bought a device that's supposed to help with warped records, so I am going to show you what that device is and let you know, does it actually work? And to test it, I have David Lee Roth's Skyscraper album. This thing is warped pretty badly. I'm not sure if it'll show on the video here like this, but I will definitely put it on the table to show you just how badly that is warped. And then we can see if our little flatteners will fix it. I mean, this was so badly warped that I went out and bought a second copy of Skyscraper to replace that one. So we'll compare in the end how well it looks compared to the replacement. So what is this device that I'm talking about? Well, it just arrived in the mail, and we are talking about the Vinyl Flat. So I just purchased the Vinyl Flat, and I purchased the Groovy pouch that will help with heating it and everything else. And it, like I said, just arrived in the mail, so I'm pretty excited about that. Opening it up here for the first time, we've got our record protectors here, and this is the unit here. Pretty heavy sucker. This thing weighs over 13 pounds. So this is the unit. You open this up, put the record between here, pop it back down, seal it, put it in the Groovy pouch for a specific amount of time, turn the heater on, and then let it go. So this is it. This is the unit. We're going to give it a shot, and I'll let you know the results when they're in. Thank you, and hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the record, and you can tell here we got a pretty good one, but let's take a look at it as it spins. It's pretty nasty. So as you can tell, this is a pretty bad warp, and this is what we're going to try and fix with the Vinyl Flat. So I'm using this record because I'm not worried about if it fails or if it doesn't succeed or something happens, because I already bought a replacement as I showed you earlier. So we're just gonna give this a try, and this is the record we're gonna test with and see what happens. Okay, let's take a quick look at what comes inside the Vinyl Flat packaging. So obviously I showed you the Vinyl Flat itself. Inside also comes a set of felt rings, you could say, 2 each. This one is for edge warping on the vinyl, and so that is what is the default one there. But it also then comes with this one, which is more for concave warps. So when you have a bubble in the middle, that's recommended for that one. And then there's also a 7-inch set here as well. So those are the 3 default rings that come with the Vinyl Flat purchase. So that's pretty cool. Also included is a thermometer, which comes with the Groovy pouch. So the Groovy pouch right now is on the ground warming up. I need to give it a test run to see which setting I need to set my thermometer or my heating pad to get the heat level that is required to do this. So basically how this works is the 2 felt pads go on top of the Vinyl Flat here. Then you put the record on top of that, and then you seal it with the wing nut and the washer. And then once the patch is ready to go, you lay it flat. You put the Groovy or the Vinyl Flat piece here, this side up, in the pouch. You close the pouch, seal it up, turn the setting to where you got it for the right amount of temperature, and then I believe what it says in our instructions here is that it typically will take approximately 2 hours in the pouch. Once the pouch is heated up for 2 hours, you turn off the heating pad and you let it cool to the touch, which probably takes like a half an hour, 45 minutes to do. So in all, you're going to spend approximately 3.5 to 4 hours on one record to do it this way. But if the results are good, hopefully you don't have a ton of warp records to do. If the results are good, then it's a success. So there is what's in the pouch and everything else. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the record going, and we'll see what happens with this in the end. So thank you for watching. Okay, so here we have the record. I showed it to you on the turntable. It's hard to really see it here, but I mean I can see it when I'm looking at it. So I'm going to take that and put that on our vinyl flat like so. And if I turn it this way, you could probably see that ugly warp in there. But here we got it there. Set that down. I want to take the felt, put it on top of the vinyl. Our top portion. And I'm going to set that on top of all of that. Put the washer on here and take our wing nut. And I'm going to tighten it down. Get it real tight there so it's good. So now the vinyl is inside of there. Got it nice and flat. Now I'll put it inside the pouch and we'll see how it looks in approximately 3-4 hours. Okay, welcome back. So I've had the vinyl flat on heat for about 2 hours. Now I think I might have had it on too low of a setting, so I'm not sure if it's going to go just yet, but I've had it on heat for about 2 hours and then cooled for another hour after that. It's definitely cool to the touch. So now it says to take the vinyl flat out, so pardon the noise. So here it is. Definitely cool to the touch. And we're going to go ahead and take this off. Set that down. And so it looks like it's still a little bit warped, so let me put it on and see, and I'll be right back. Okay, so after looking at it on the turntable, there is still a slight warp on it, but it has gotten much better. So per the instructions, it says that if it didn't fix it yet, to put it back in for another round, up the time on the round by 15 minutes if the warp has started to slightly reduce. If it had not reduced at all, it would say to put it on for another 30 minutes. So that would be it's a cumulative 30. So I did 2 hours. My next round's going to be 2 hours and 15 minutes in here. So it is definitely a long process, but I'll give it another run here in the pouch and we'll see how it does, and we'll report back. Okay, here we are. I have run this through 3 times. After the second time, it was pretty good. It was pretty well flattened, but there was still a little lip. So here it is after our third time through the vinyl flat. And as you can see, that puppy is flat as can be. Pretty cool. So now the real test is going to be that stylus there. Let's see if there's any groove flattening. That looks pretty steady to me. I'm going to say that was a big success. Let's turn on the stereo and see how it sounds. I think that sounds pretty good. So there you go, guys, vinyl flat. I'll have my comments in a second. Alright guys, so there you go. I just went through, I told you I did 3 cycles. So the first cycle was 2 hours, and I think the heat was just too low. I had it on the low setting, I thought that was right, but when I checked the temps on it, it didn't seem to get above 118, and it's supposed to be between 130 and 150 on the temperature. So that didn't really do a whole lot. It did limit the warp a little bit, but it didn't do enough. So then I put it in a second time. I put it on medium heat and I did that for 2 hours and 15 minutes. After that had completed, I checked it again, and the warp was much better, but there was still a little bit of a lip warp on it, so I thought I'd go through a third time, another 2 hours and 30 minutes this time. And now, as you saw in the video, that baby is flat. It is beautiful. So it's a long process. I'd say it's a 1 day per record thing if the warp is really bad. If it's a minor warp, I'm pretty sure it'll get done in one setting. But in this case, I had a pretty bad lip wave where the warp was pretty bad on 2 spots. So I think that's why it took a little more there. And also I had the wrong heat temperature the first time. I think that was a problem as well. So I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to try it with another record, and I will let you know later what the results of that are. But I am impressed with this so far. As you saw when we put the needle on, the needle didn't waver like this as it went through, so the grooves didn't look flattened. The sound coming out of the stereo was good. It sounded great. So I have to say I'm pretty impressed with this unit, the vinyl flat. The cost on this unit is $219 if you get the unit and the groovy pouch. If you want the unit by itself, I believe that comes out to about $150, somewhere in that range. So to me, it's worth it because there's a lot of things out there online about putting vinyl records in ovens, and it's not safe and not good for you and this and that. And I know vinyl flat is meant to be used in the oven too. So I just decided to save some time on that, and I went with the groovy pouch. It's sealed completely. Everything seems safe. The unit itself is solid and pressed down pretty good. So I think it's pretty safe to use this unit, and I am impressed with the results. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to trying some other records and seeing what can happen. I wish now that I hadn't tried the oven method with my Prince record, because I think I could have saved that one with this as well. So okay, just real quick guys, I wanted to butt in here a second here. This is the next day from filming the first part of this video. I thought I saw some comments on the post I made on Facebook and Instagram about people who have used this in the past and hadn't had much success in some of their complaints. So I thought I'd do something else to another record here. This is the brand new reissue of, well, not brand new, but this is the newer reissue of Bon Jovi's Slippery When Wet. I bought this for I think it was $7 on deepdiscount.com when it was on sale, and it came and there was a warp to it. So this is a 180 gram, if I'm not mistaken, vinyl. So I figured I'd give this a little heavier vinyl a test pressing here, and I did one cycle, 2 hours long at 100, and I think it got to about 134 degrees in the groovy pouch. And check out the video for the before and after on the results. And so far, I gotta say, 2 records I've done, I'm quite happy with what the results are. I'm gonna look around and see if I can find some other records that have kind of a severe warp that might be a little bit different and maybe a little heavier weight, and see how that goes too. But so far, I'm impressed. Thanks for watching, guys. But there you go. I give it 2 thumbs up to the vinyl flat. I think it's a good product, and I'm looking forward to flattening some more of my vinyl records that have got some warps in it. I'm going to start with the cheaper ones, and if I keep getting consistent results, then we'll look at some of the more expensive items that I'm a little more cautious of trying this on. But if I get the results, I'll be quite happy. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to follow my podcast, Brian's Vinyl Records, on all podcast apps. Check out my Facebook, Brian's Vinyl Records, my Instagram, Brian's Vinyl Records. I post all my plays throughout the day. I work from home, so I spin a lot of records throughout the day. So if you're into looking at that, I do post that there. You can check out what I'm spinning. Lots of different stuff, guys. If you've watched my videos, you know my interests are all over the board. Thank you once again for watching. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Have you tried the vinyl flat? Are you interested in the vinyl flat? I gotta say, for $220, I think it's worth the price, especially if I can flatten all these vinyl records that are kind of worth some more money than others. If I can flatten those out so that they're no longer warped, I think that ups the value right there. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time, keep spinning vinyl, friends.